Hello and welcome back from on top of the wall. My name is Mason Knopp, and today we have another deck. We have Mono Red Madness, or as I'm calling it, Gathan Rites of Madness. You see, we have a very fun card called Gathan Raiders. Gathan Raiders is a 5-mana 3/3, or you can pay 3, put it down as a morph creature, and you can morph it by discounting a card. And if you have Hellbent, which means no cards in hand, very easy to get in a Madness deck, very frequent, whether you like it or not, it becomes a 5/5. So we have 4 of those, and along with some of our other finishers like Blood Mad Vampire, a lot of times we're just paying the 2 mana for a 4/1, and if it gets in the other game and we can poke in, we can make it a 5/2, and it just keeps getting bigger. We also have a Reckless Worm, which is a 4/4 trampler. We can pay 3 mana to usually cast it off of Madness. And the ways that we usually get to these cards are cards like Insolent Neonate, a 1/1 Menace for 1, discard a card and sacrifice a draw card. You can use that. We also have Faithless Looting. We have Lightning Axe. We have 1 Rites of Initiation, the rights in our name. This card is actually very powerful. It's an interesting kind of overrun. 1 red mana instant, discard any number of cards at random from your hand, and if you have a couple creatures on board, a lot of times what's in your hand, what's left over, is not very good. So you're very willing to get rid of it anyway. And if you get in with those creatures, the ones that actually make contact, you can sometimes end up doing like an extra 3 damage each, all for that 1 red mana, getting rid of the cards that you didn't want or need or weren't going to make an impact in the game, like the mountain that you might return to your hand, the Radiant Fountain, what have you. And that is actually something fantastic to do. We also have Dangerous Wager, 2 mana, discard your hand. A lot of times if your hand is trash, its value is 0 anyway, so you're discarding garbage or triggering some Madness abilities to draw 2 cards, which is fantastic, sweet. And we have our 3 Spark Spitters, a 1/3 for 3 mana, pay 1 mana, discard a card, put a Spark Elemental on the battlefield, and it has haste and sack itself at the end of turn. Good way to get in a little bit more damage for each card over the course of a game. It's almost the value of a lightning bolt, but stuck in the body of a creature for every Madness card that you try to discard. We also got our Basking Rootwalla, because Basking Rootwalla, 0 mana, make a 1/1. Vintage playable, Basking Rootwalla. Legacy playable, Basking Rootwalla. Yes, Basking Rootwalla. For the removal bits of the deck, it's mostly just Fiery Temper and Lightning Axe. That's those are some of the strongest removal cards that you can get with Madness. Actually, those are the strongest cards that you can put in a Madness deck as removal right now. The one is Lightning Bolt for Madness, and the other one just can hit big creatures for 5. You can either discard a card or pay 5. We just discard the card. Now for the mana base, we have our 4 Firewild, Border Post, and 2 Graltorf. The green is for Rootwalla. On occasion when we get one, we sometimes like to pump him, make him a nice 3/3 or threaten at least. And it actually returns a basic land to your hand. So you actually, down on some of your downtime, you can fix up your mana, and you can end up maintaining your hand size, and end up like keep making your land drops. Then have something to discard to, let's say, Faithless Looting, or discard to Rites of Initiation, or discard to Neonate when you actually are stuck on cards and you didn't have the best opening hand. Otherwise, it's 14 mountains, and it is 4 Radiant Fountains. The Radiant Fountains are actually fantastic against Burn deck in particular, just to constantly return them with Graltorf, get an extra 2 life, and also have our creatures be something that outclass all of their creatures, protecting us, so they have to rely on usually their spells to get at us. Speaking of other decks that we would like to interact with, we have our sideboard. We have the 3 Electricity for Elves and tokens, Elves and tokens. Flaring Pain to have any kind of fogs be turned off. We have Gorilla Shaman to fight through Affinity and Astrolabe. We have Molten Rain to fight through Tron. 4 Pyroblast to fight through the blue decks and fight through the Scred decks right now that play a lot of blue spells in them, and would counter us out of the game if they could. 2 Relic of Progenitus to fight through any kind of reanimation decks, which are always getting a little bit better. So I definitely want to have more of these from now on, and always want to keep it at a 2, because the second that you don't have Graveyard Hate in your format, or enough of it, usually that's when a lot of the graveyard decks like reanimation and any kind of dredge in the other formats will take you over. So I would prefer to have this now rather than, oh, I lost another game, I might as well add these now. And if you're wondering, yes, there are a lot of sideboard cards that could have made it into this deck, but didn't. And if you'd like to see all of these cards and maybe try to make your own version of the deck out of a lot of the good cards that I already dug up and already found for you, doing half of the work, you should go to tapped.net and check this deck out. Maybe upvote it, maybe leave it a little upvote, and then go ahead and you can actually make a copy of the deck yourself under your own profile and then edit it as you like. Making your own fun, which I'm always a fan of, making your own fun. Now, thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a like, subscribe, and comment in for that face touch. Oh, that's good stuff right